What's going on, people of YouTube? I'm Steven with Purpose Lens Photo and Media, and today we're going to talk about how to make your A6400 stable without having a lens that has OSS or a gimbal. So if you know anything about the A6400, one of the main problems that people are afraid of before they buy the camera is that they're going to get this camera and it's not going to work when they're vlogging, things like that, because it doesn't have any image stabilization. Now, if you don't know anything about this camera, now you know. This camera doesn't have IBIS, which is in-body image stabilization. Now, Sony does sell lenses that have OSS, which is Sony's version of a stabilized lens, which is optical steady shot. Tamron and other companies have their own as well. I believe Tamron's is called VC, which is short for vibration control, I believe. But anyway, I want to tell you that one of the main reasons why you get all the little micro jitters when you're holding the camera is because of the fact that it's lightweight. Now, being lightweight is actually a good thing because it means that you can carry this camera around for a long time. You can vlog with it, you can just hold it, and your arms aren't going to get tired out. But the downside to it is because it's so light, any little movement in your hand, if you're just shaking and things like that, is going to be transferred through the camera because it's not a lot of mass. It's a very, very lightweight camera. Even when you add a microphone onto it and other accessories, it's still really light. So one thing that I do personally that maybe will help you, which I wanted to share with you, is I added a monitor. Now, there's different types of monitors you can get, but I have the Atomos Ninja V. Now, the reason I got this is a number of reasons, but this, I'm just gonna go over them real quick, but then I'm gonna tell you how this can actually help your camera be more stable. So one of the benefits of the monitor of having the Ninja V is it records internally. So what that means is because it records internally, your camera isn't processing that information and putting it on a card, which cuts down on the heat, and it also saves you a ton of battery life. You can get a lot more battery life out of your camera just by using an external monitor. That's one thing. The other thing is the monitor records in ProRes. So ProRes is going to be good because it's not a compressed format or as compressed. And it's easier for you to edit it in your programs, whether you're using Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, or Final Cut Pro, Vegas, whatever it is that you're using to edit. ProRes typically is going to be a lot easier on your computer than other file types that come out of your Sony. Even though you can do proxy files, and watch my video up here or up here, wherever it is. I'll link it on how to actually shoot proxy files on your A6400. The other thing this monitor does is it adds weight to your camera. It adds mass. And what that does is allow you to be able to carry this thing in the little micro jitters with your fingers moving around or your hands shaking. It doesn't pick up as well. Now, you're still going to get a little bit of shaking here, but it's not going to be as noticeable. And I actually kind of like that look to where, you know, it's a handheld look because it looks a little bit more natural. But I would recommend getting this monitor. Now, there's a bunch of different attachments that you can get for the A6400, because if you try to mount this camera or mount this monitor right on the camera, it's going to block your screen. So you may want to go with a small rig setup like the one I have here. This just fits into the hot shoe mount and creates another hot shoe. Or you could actually get a cage like this one here. This cage will actually go around the whole camera, and you can screw in your 1/4-20 mounts and things like that and mount all kinds of handles and all kinds of things to the camera to make it a lot more convenient for you to hold. But I'm going to go outside right now and I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So take a look at this. Shooting with the Sigma 16mm 1.4. I have an ND filter on the front here. It's a 4-stop filter. I have the A6400 and I have the Atomos Ninja V here. And what I'm going to do is just show you how, just by adding the weight of this monitor, so you have the monitor, the SSD here, and the battery on the back here. And I have it on this this head here. I have a little, and I'll show you here, it's a little small rig, hot shoe relocation mount. But just adding that extra weight causes this setup here to be really stable. Again, this lens has no stabilization. The camera has no IBIS So what we're looking at is directly from this setup here, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is where you're getting right out of the camera here. And again, there's no stabilization. You know, this lens is, it's not an IBIS lens where it doesn't have any OSS. And the A6400 is not an IBIS camera. So again, this is just literally coming directly out of the camera. And I could pan up, you can look at the clouds. And I'm adjusting ND on the fly here as I do that. So I can give it a little bit more. There are the clouds, I can pan down. Now, I'm not saying this is super smooth, but what I am saying is it's usable. You know, you get more like a handheld look instead of it being all shaky and, you know, the little micro jitters and things like that. So that's just a demonstration of how just simply by adding weight to the camera, how that makes a huge difference. And I could add more. I could put a microphone on here and stuff like that, and, you know, even give it more, or even a battery grip, you know. So that's why I like the A6400, because you can go down to the small body, but then you can always build it up and make it heavier if you want. I hope that was helpful to you. And again, I like just helping you guys out as much as possible. If you have any questions about the setup, leave them below and I'll answer them. So what I want to do now is just answer a couple questions. I always get a lot of questions on my videos and things like that, which I enjoy. So I'm just going to answer about 3 of them here on video. Now, this first one is from Being Mad, and he asked a question: is this useful for filmmaking or go for the A6400? So this was in reference to the video I did on the ZV-E10, the new camera that just came out by Sony for vlogging. And he's asking, can you shoot films with it? Now, I don't have the camera. I've never put my hands on it. It seems like it is capable of doing everything the A6400 can do, but it just takes away some of your dials and controls and things like that. But I'm gonna say this: I can't really say for sure if you can use it for film, but I will say this: films have been shot on cell phones like this. So it definitely is possible. Now, is it gonna give you the best experience? Are you gonna have full control over things? That part, I don't know. I do know that you can use cine lenses and things like that, because it has the same E-mount as all the other cameras out there. It is a crop sensor camera, APS-C. So I'm gonna say yes, but you're gonna have to have the supporting equipment, like a lens that has the ability to add a focus, follow focus on it, somebody else doing the follow focusing, you know, a wireless HDMI, that sort of thing. Yes, I believe it can serve as like the main brain of everything, but you're gonna have to probably have accessories and things like that to make it a full-fledged filming camera. So I hope that answers your question. Again, I haven't had my hands on it, so I don't know all the ins and outs as far as that goes, but I think it's a great question anyway, so thank you for that. All right, so the next question comes from Samir Kandaker. I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, I apologize. I'm really trying, I am. The question is, your picture profile look clean, man. What lighting equipment did you use? Thank you for that, I appreciate it. This is in reference to, again, the same video that I did on the new camera that came out, the ZV-E10. So I did a review on the Godox SL60W light, which is right here that I'm using. You can't see it as off camera. I also have another Godox light here, and I may do a review on that. This is just like a tube light type thing. And then I have another light behind me, which is controlled with my phone. I'll show you, I can change colors and things like that. This is by Aperture, and I'll put the links to all of these pieces of equipment down in the description below. But just so you see, I can change the color on this light here behind me. With this little app, you just move this around here and you can change the color. So yeah, and as far as my settings go, I am shooting 24 frames per second, 1/50 at f1.4, ISO 160. So again, this is on the 16 millimeter 1.4. The Sigma, I'm sorry, I'm losing it. It's actually right now pretty late, you guys. It's 1 a.m. in the morning, so this is the time that I have to do these videos. But anyway, that's my lighting setup. Again, like I said, I'll put it below so you guys can actually see what everything looks like. And the last question here is from Hamza X Chima. Again, I hope I'm saying your name right. And he says, what camera do you shoot A-roll with? I shoot it with the A6400. So the A6400 is generally going to be the camera that I use for A-roll and B-roll on most of these YouTube channels. I have other cameras as well. I have A6500. I don't really use that a lot. Sometimes I do, but mostly I'm using the A6400. If I use a different camera, I'll tell you guys what I'm using if it's not the A6400, but that's what I use mostly for that. So again, I just wanted to thank you guys. So we also have hit a milestone. We have now 500 subscribers. So thank you guys. You guys are the 500. Thank you to all the people who have been rocking with me from the beginning. It means a lot. It takes a lot of work to do these videos, actually, to make them interesting, to make them informative. There's a lot of thoughts that run through my mind. I don't want to just have videos that are filler videos and just, you know, just fluff. I want to offer you value as much as I can. So continue to leave comments. The more comments, the better, because it can let me know how I can help you more. So if you have questions about anything, put it below. And again, thank you guys for all the support. And if you want to see more videos like this to help you on your videography or photography, and I'm going to be talking about more of the business side, stick around on this channel. And you can do that by subscribing, hitting the notification button so you know when I post a new video. I typically post on Wednesdays and Sundays. So today is Sunday and the next video will be Wednesday. So thank you guys again. To all those who supported, all those who asked questions, I greatly appreciate it. But until next time, I'll holler at y'all later. I'm out. Peace.